Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to show you how to do a natural everyday makeup. I start off with Elizabeth Arden's 8-hour cream because I had a bit of a cold, so I just wanted to get rid of any dry skin around my nose. I'm using Eye Primer Potion by Urban Decay just to prime the eyelids. And then I'm going to go into MAC's Texture Eyeshadow and use this as a transition color. I'm going to use this in my socket and just blend that in. I then go into Patina by MAC and I'm using this on the eyelid, just patting everything down and making sure that it comes a little bit higher, close to the transition color in the socket, but not too high. Make sure I do both eyes, and I'm also going to do this in the inner corners as well. Once I've done that, then I make sure that I blend so that it looks nice and soft and you can't see any harsh lines. And then I go into Embark by MAC and I'm going to use this on the outer corner of the eye. So you'll see that I'm doing like a little V, little triangle on the outer corner of the eye just to get that nice depth. And I'm just going to kind of extend that Embark color a little bit into the socket in the transition color. And then I just go in with a blending brush, going back and forth, round in circles just to buff that through. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. Again, do the triangle and making sure that it's nice and even on both sides. You want to make sure that you kind of buff everything through. Making sure that it's nice and softly blended so it looks good. Once you've blended everything through, just go in with the Kiko gel liner and I'm going to use the angle of the brush to help create my flicks. So you'll notice that I'm just using the pointy end just to extend the flick, and then I use the pointy end again in the inner corner of the eye and just using that gel liner along my lash line, making sure that I go as close to the lashes as possible, almost tight lining it. Then I do a little triangle on the outer corner of the flick and then bring that down as close to the lash line as possible. So you've got a nice flick. Again, doing the same on the opposite side, making sure that it's nice and even. I'm just using the brush to kind of guide me with my flick. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's nice and even in the inner corner of the eye. You want to make sure that you've got the gel liner going on, and then once you've filled that in, you're going to do the little triangle on the outer corner of the eye again, and then just fill in that triangle. So you might want to go back in and use a lot more product here, making sure that everything's nice and sharp. Once you're happy with that, then I'm going to go and move into a lot of mascara. So I'm using the Chantecaille mascara, and this is the Faux one, making sure that I add lashings and lashings on the top and the bottom lashes. I then go into my favorite foundation, which is Marc Jacobs at the moment. This is really nice because it just gives a nice hydration to my skin, and my skin was looking a little bit dull that day, and I think it gives a nice medium coverage. So I'm just buffing this all over my skin. I try to avoid using it over my beauty mark, but hey ho. Then I'm going to go in with the Nars Creamy Concealer in Amande and just go over any blemishes and buff that in just to kind of take away those blemishes. I just really wanted my skin to look nice and even. And then I'm going to use the Nars Creamy Concealer again in Caramel, and this is going to be underneath my eyes. I'm going to use it to highlight underneath my eyes, use it along my nose and the top of my lip just to kind of give a little bit more of a highlight. Then you want to make sure that you buff everything in so that it looks nice and flawless, nice and seamless. You don't want to look like you got two stripes underneath your eyes. So we just buff everything in and along the nose, and then I just set everything with my MAC Dark Mineralized Powder all over. I then go into the MAC Sweetest Cocoa Blusher on the apples of the cheeks. I like to smile. You should always be happy when you put on your blusher. Just blend it all through, and then I add a little bit of format to give it a little bit extra warmth and a bit of more of a bronzy kind of finish. On my lips, I'm using MAC Vino lip liner, and we're just going to create like a nice kind of ombre lip, a bit of a pinky lip. So I'm going to line my lips with this pencil, and I'm going to make sure that I go on the outer corners as well, a little bit more. And then once I've done that, I use Hourglass Nude Lipstick in number 6, put that in the center of my lips, and then just kind of mold it all together with my lips. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. Please remember to give a thumbs up, remember to comment, subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time.